Hi, this is Makonas Pogani, the leader and the founder of the Young Men Empowerment Forum. We are dealing with part 5 today of traits of inclusive leaders. The traits of inclusive leaders. And as a young man, I must emphasize again that my intention is to get you to become a leader, because I'm developing this ordinary young man that will become an extraordinary young man who is a leader and who is of a good character and integrity. That's the reason why we are here and teaching about this. Now today, as I'm speaking about the traits of inclusive leaders, part 5, I want to speak about a trait called courage. A trait called courage. And inclusive leaders, they are humble about their own capabilities, and they invite contributions by others. And that's what we speak about courage. Because it takes courage to be able to be humble about your abilities. Just imagine when you know that you are an expert in a certain field. When you know that you are having capabilities and abilities of doing something, but yet you call others to include them in that which you know that you can do. That takes courage. That takes humility as well. And I want to say kudos to people that are able to do so. But I want to urge you as a young man to learn to do that. That even those things that you are to do and you can do, you must include others as well. Because life is not about individuality. Life is about collaboration and inclusiveness. And that is why I always emphasize to you as a young man that you cannot be selfish and say, I don't want to marry because I've got my own monies, I've got my own car, I've got my own house. It's not about that. Life is about collaboration. And you include others. Not that you cannot, but you can face this life alone. That's what you're saying. But remember that you need other people in this life. And I'm mentioning this because it will take courage for someone to say, I know to do this thing, but include others in this. And that is why great leaders that are inclusive, they always open up for people's suggestions. They open for other people's contributions in everything that they do. They always open up to advices as well. Even when you know, you know. Even when you have done this many times and you have done this yourself and you know that you can do it. And that's very important. But it takes courage for a leader that is inclusive to be able to say, I include other people to come and give suggestions. But I want to also emphasize that this is very important to include other people and to involve them to give their own opinions and contributions, because it doesn't mean that when you are a leader, you have to do things yourself. You need to mentor people and develop them to an extent that they will do the things while you overlook them, while you oversee them, while you supervise them. Because remember, a great leader is a great developer of people. And when you develop other people for them to be able to do and experience the things as well, there are times when you're doing things all over again yourself and you're doing them and you don't give others exposure, you are actually killing them. You're not an inclusive leader when you do so. But inclusive leaders will make sure that others get involved as well so that they can be able to do things on their own, even in your absence. People cannot rely on you and you alone. People will be able to do things even when you're not there. And that's very important. And I want to emphasize that today because that's a very important thing about inclusive leaders. And I know many leaders don't do that. And that is why I want to emphasize it to you as a young man, that be inclusive by having courage. The other trait for inclusive leaders is what we call curiosity. Curiosity is those leaders that have an open mindset. They are deeply curious about others. They listen without judgment, and they seek to understand as well. These people, these inclusive leaders, they've got an open mindset to listen to others. They've got an open mindset to be advised. They've got an open mindset to hear the opinions of others as well. And that's being inclusive. And this is very important. Now, curious people, they become deeply curious of what other people can say, what other people's opinions are, what other people are all about. And when you are like that, then you are therefore inviting people, including them, and you are actually empowering them by so doing. And remember that when you are inclusive in that regard, by being curious of other people, you're going to learn, because you're going to realize that individuals are not the same. You're going to learn that people know different things. You're going to learn that you can learn from everyone, even children. You can learn from everyone, even people that are younger than you. You're going to learn from everyone, even the people that are less educated than you. Because when you are curious about what other people's ideas are, you're going to get great ideas from different people. And that is what inclusiveness means. And therefore, as an individual, be curious about others, what others can say. Be curious about what other people can do. Be curious about what other people's contributions are all about. Because when you do that, you're going to gain more and you're going to learn quite a bit out of that. So inclusiveness, therefore, as a leader, it needs you to be curious of other people. Be able also to listen without judgment, because sometimes when you listen with biasness in your mind, listen with judgment in your mind, you're not going to get the full story, and you're not going to learn either from other people as a leader. Because remember, as leaders, we are forever developing. We are becoming better by actually listening to others. We are getting better by actually learning from what others think, from what other people's experiences are, and also the knowledge of other people, the skills of other people. We learn from that. But we need to be curious by listening without judgment, because if you judge people in advance, you may not listen to them with clear mind as well. And you're going to choose what you want and what you don't want, and you're going to leave. And therefore, you're not going to actually get the full story. So therefore, please make sure that you listen without judgment. And also listen to seek understanding. Because there are times when people listen for the sake of listening, and people listen actually in preparation to give an answer, and already wanting to prepare to say something. But listen here with a full mind of wanting to understand. And when you listen to people without judging them, and with wanting to understand, you are being curious enough. And that is a trait of inclusive leaders. And I want to urge you as a young man that if you want to be a great leader, be inclusive, but you can be inclusive by being curious and making sure that you seek understanding as you listen to people, and you don't listen to people with judgment in your mind. And that will help you, and you'll develop into a better leader every day. And I want to end up here today. Your host, Mike Spokane. Thank you very much for listening to us and being part of this great topic. This was part 5, of course, of this great topic. May the good Lord bless you. And please also subscribe to our YouTube channel under Mike Spokane, and make sure that you click that notification button as well. And as you do so, you will be notified of any video that we post, and you will learn out of this as a young man and become an extraordinary young man, because that's our aim and that's our purpose. That's the objective of these teachings. May the good Lord bless you. Allow me to say cheers for now.